Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Soul Speak. I am your host, Emily Miller, intuitive guide and healer. All right, so this week I thought we could bring together a little bit more empowerment over the whole dark forces situation. So, we talked last week about dark forces, absence of light beings, who they are, why they exist, really, and how they exist and how they need us, and how that actually puts us in an ultimate place of power. So, now that we know that these beings exist that work with absence of light, that are working for not for the greater good for humanity, right? They are working really more for themselves and the groups of people that they work with. So, my question this week to you is, who do you believe? So, we have talked before, but I'm going to say it again and again that a belief is only something that you have heard over and over again. A belief is not true. You will hear something and then you hear it over and over again. So then you take it on as your own. And then once you've taken it on as your own, then you start to find the proofs that solidify that thing within your energy, what that belief within your energy. And that energy that you hold on to, once you find something that matches it, that your brain is like, oh, I know this information. So it's going to be scanning, 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 looking for things that match that information. Okay. So as your brain, because that's what keeps it in a very safe spot, is finding things that it knows, things that are familiar. The brain does not like new things. We have talked about this too. The brain loves, loves, loves familiarity. It's what it keeps you, it's how it keeps you feeling safe. Okay. Whether that familiar thing is good for you or not, the brain is going to take it because it knows it and therefore deems it as safe and holds on to it. So the brain has heard this belief over and over and over again, this one that is not yours, this one that is not true. And because it knows it, because it thinks it's familiar, it's going to seek out things to match it. Okay. So the brain will then go out and look for things that are going to bring in more proof of that belief. So I've used this example so many times, but I've always thought that I wasn't very good at math. While I'm not good at traditional math, there is a lot of other math that I can do. I can do percentage math really fast. If I'm trying to figure out how much that thing costs whenever it's on sale, I got you. So I spent a lot of time in my life thinking I wasn't very good at math. I'm not necessarily not good at math. I'm just not good at that type of math that I was being taught. So, because at some point in my life I failed a math test and some teacher somewhere that really and truly means nothing to my life now, at that point in my life, they were an influential figure. I thought that this teacher who was, you know, overseeing my classroom every single day, who I looked up to at that time, I thought her opinion mattered. And so whenever that person told me, you aren't good at math, I thought, oh, that person has to be right. I'm not good at math. And so from that point on in my life, I kept finding proofs that I wasn't good at math. That belief was further solidified into me. So that is how beliefs get established within you. Hearing something, taking it on as your own, and then the brain knowing that it's yours, quote unquote, and then finding proofs for it. Okay. So going back to the whole dark force agenda and how they have these very intentional limiting beliefs put out into the world in order to keep human beings down. They live in a state of fear and lack and competition. And that is the exact opposite of source truth. Source truth is that there is more than enough for everyone. There is no fear. Fear is only something that you don't know. again, there's that brain coming into play, thinking that there's something wrong or something scary on the other side of this new thing that you're doing. That's all that fear is. That's the source truth. It's just you lacking information about something that you don't know. That's it. So there is no lack. The whole entire universe is completely abundant. There's more than enough for everyone, and we could continue to keep increasing the population and increasing the population, and there will always be enough forever and always. There is no fear. It's just a lack of information. There's also no competition. Competition is something that was created to keep you in that lack and fear state of mind. Every single human being on this earth is born, they are created before they are even born with a very, very unique, specific skill set that no other human being on this entire planet will ever have. Each combination that you have is precisely unique to you. Literally, no one on earth is you. They could never be you. No matter how hard they try, they weren't created that way, and it is an impossibility for them to be you. And with that said, you were created with that very specific skill set, with all those attributes, all those beautiful things that make you up as a human being. Those things are meant to reach certain people. It could be 2 people. It could be 3 million people. There is so many different things that we are created for, depending on what we were developed with. So some people might be here to make an influence on 2 lives, like I said. So if you are someone who was here to make a huge impact on 2 lives, you could be, let's say, like the mom of these 2 super genius children who are then going to go out and change the world. Your goal in this lifetime, not all lifetimes, because you will have different goals in every lifetime, but in this lifetime, your goal might be to foster the development and growth and nurture these little human beings into these amazing, massive figures who are going to change the world. You could be someone who is supposed to impact 10 million people. And with the skill set that you are born with, you are supposed to go out and create something that is going to touch the masses. You are somebody who is a company, like somebody who created the company like Steve Jobs and Apple or Elon Musk and Tesla, and I'm not saying that those are companies that are working with, pure source light, because there are some things that maybe aren't the best within those companies. But what I'm saying is that there are very unique things that you are meant to do, from things that might seem small if you think, oh my gosh, I'm only supposed to work with, 2 souls in this lifetime. That's crazy. I want to work with 10 million. That impact that you make with those 2 souls is just as big and magnificent as the person who's impacting 10 million. So whatever your path is in this life, whatever you are meant to be doing in this life is very unique to you. It is very impactful on humanity, and it is something that is going to make a difference. And it is something that is going to change many, many lives. And like I said before, no one else has this, only you. And while you might even have the same idea as someone else, you could have the same idea that you both want to create cell phones, let's just say. And the cell phones are basically the same thing. Like one cell phone is this, one cell phone is that. But you've created this cell phone and they've created that one, and you're going to appeal to this group of people, and then they're going to appeal to that group of people, and each of those groups of people need the exact thing that you are creating. They don't need this one over here, so they're not even going to be worried about that one, but they need yours over here because it does this exact specific perfect thing that they need it for. And so because there's these 2 different companies that created something that are very similar, these people over here don't need this one and those don't need that one. So even if your idea is something that you feel, oh, it's already been created, they don't need mine, that's a competitive mindset that has been put into you to think, oh, well, because this already exists, I shouldn't make it. That's an idea that's there to keep you down. Oh, well, there's already somebody who has, won this certain competition. There has already been somebody who, got the Nobel Peace Prize, or they've only gotten this. There's only one gold medal in this event, or there's only one this, or there's only one that. There's never just one. There is an abundance of people who are out there looking for exactly what it is that you are creating. Even if you think it already exists, there is still somebody there who needs you in the exact thing that you want to provide. Whether, again, it's small or big, it's already there or not, they need you. They need the thing that you are creating. So that lack and that fear and that competition, those are things that have been instilled into our society to keep us from reaching our maximum fullest potential. Dark forces operate on that sort of mind frame because they need us to do just enough, to experience just enough goodness, to experience just enough happiness, to have these lives that still are, we're like, trying to reach for something. We're trying to go for a goal. We're trying to get this thing, but it just seems out of our reach. So we still have these moments in time whenever we're under these like dark force beliefs where we'll have moments of clarity, we'll have moments of inspiration, we'll have times where we have that ambition and drive to do the things, but then we're going to get knocked right back down because we can't, in their eyes, continue on that path because then what we are to them is competition. We are going into our own power. We are stepping into our power. We're stepping into that thing that Source created us for. And that's scary to them because then if we're going out there and we're spreading the word that you can do anything, you can be anything, quite literally, like it's not just something that, you know, you find in fairy tales or books or whatever, where people, or even your parents, hopefully your parents said this to you, that you can be and do and have anything that you want in life. And if they didn't tell you that, I'm here to tell you that. And that it's not just something that people say to make you feel good. That is an actual fact, a universal law, a source fact. Like there's no getting around it. You can be, do, and have anything that you want. If you have a desire, if you have a goal, if you have anything in your knowing, in your ideas, in your heart, that is something that is completely 100% available to you. And I've told you guys this before too. Anytime you see something, you see somebody be something great, that is source telling you, in your higher self telling you, you can also have that thing. They are not cruel. They are not going to show you things that you cannot also have for yourself. Anytime you see something that somebody does, that's amazing. That is proof to you. Take it in, absorb it, and understand that it is proof to you that you can also do amazing, beautiful, wonderful, never done before things. And something else to go along with this belief process that we are going into is that a lot of times there will be things that you think, oh, well, nobody's ever done it before, then it can't be done. That's also untrue. And another part of that is you can almost always find one person in this world who has done the thing that you want to do in some way, shape, or form. And you also then take that as your proof that if that one person did it, then you can do it too. That's all that you need is to see, okay, it's not impossible. And then your brain is going to go, oh, okay, I see they did that. I can do it too. And so there's always going to be an instance where, especially in like healing the body, this comes up a lot. Oh, well, if you get stage 4 cancer, you're never going to survive that. Or if you cut off your leg had to be amputated, you're never going to win a race, or you're never going to be an Olympic athlete, or whatever these limitations are that get put on you after you get a diagnosis. That is something that is also very purposeful in the way that it was put out there, so that they can instill that fear in you that if you receive any of these, you know, bad diagnoses, whether it's with your health or let's say even if it goes into something that's financial and they've diagnosed, I'm putting in quotes, they've diagnosed you with a bankruptcy. And so now you are never going to be able to have good credit again. You'll never be able to own a house again. You'll never be able to do this again. And that's then putting another limit on you. Those things, those labels that they create, those diagnoses they create for your health, or labels that they put on you financially, or even in mental health, if they say like, oh, well, you're bipolar or autistic, or you are manic, or you are an addict, there's all these different labels that they're going to place on you so that you identify with those symptoms, with those, what's the word, with the things that go along with that label. And so if they give you that label, if somebody gives you that label, even if it's a doctor or a psychiatrist or a bank institution, they label you with these things just because they've said you're that thing. You don't have to accept this. Like, I do not consent. I don't consent to all of this limitation, fear, competition, lack. That's not me. I don't subscribe to that. And that's all you need to declare. I don't subscribe to that. I don't identify as that. I'm not labeling myself as that anymore. I'm not going to take on the restrictions and limitations that you are putting on me, because I know, especially if you're here listening to this, you know better. You know in your heart that just because somebody has said that you are something doesn't mean that that's what makes you. Other people's thoughts, ideas, and opinions about you don't make you. You make you. You make the choices. You decide who you are going to be and what you are going to do. So, thinking about that, whenever I said at the top of the episode, like, who do you believe? We have all of these thoughts and ideas about who we are based on what other people have given us. And even if those things don't come from, like dark force driven agendas like media and TV and the news and any mainstream stuff that's being pumped into us, music, TV shows, movies, all that. There's agendas hidden in all of that stuff. And once you become aware of it and start looking for it, it's so obvious. You're like, seriously, guys, that's what you're trying to tell me? Like, they're such losers thinking that we're going to buy into this stuff after we realize, yeah, right. Like, I'm not falling for this anymore. And so once you kind of like start realizing, okay, I understand that the things that they are feeding me aren't mine. Oh, and the point that I was making about that is that it can come from people who you love and who you care about and who you admire, like that teacher or your parents or a coach or a preacher, or who are other influential people in your lives, family members, best friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, any of those people. They are also getting their ideas and beliefs from other people, unless they have been, really in tune with their own selves and they know the things that we're talking about right now. Typically, they're running on other people's beliefs as well. We only, the thoughts that we have in our head, they are only like 96 at most, 98% other people's thoughts, ideas, and opinions. Like, they aren't yours. You literally are holding on to 2 to 4% of your own thoughts, ideas, and beliefs about who you are. Everything else is programmed stuff that you have heard from other people. So things are intentionally put out into the world, into our societies to infiltrate our brains and infiltrate our beingness so that we are in a state of lack and competition and fear. When's the last time you turned on the news and it said, "Good morning, beautiful sunshine. How are you doing today? Today's a gorgeous day. We're going to have beautiful weather. You can walk the streets safely and go and buy whatever you need to buy with the money you have because gas is cheap and food is abundant and water is free." Have you ever turned on the news and had somebody talk to you like that? Never. So, that is the thing that is there keeping us in these states of fear. It's other people's nonsense that we're just constantly being fed and not aware of. Like, trust me, y'all, I have been in this place before where I watched the news. I believed what they told me. I went to school and I believed what all those people told me. I went to church and kind of believed what they told me. Like there, I was in this completely like asleep phase of my life to where I was just kind of running on autopilot, drifting through all the, phases of life and thinking that, oh, well, the world is this way because they tell me it is, and I can't change anything because I don't have control over any of that stuff. And whatever is in my life is there, and I have to make the best of it. So I fully and completely was in a place of thinking that there was, a scary world out there that I had to fear and that I couldn't, go and create my own business and help other people change their lives. Because if I did that, then I wouldn't have any money and then I'd be, homeless on the side of the street and my kids wouldn't have any food to eat. Like that's the kind of place that they put you in to make you in that limited mind frame so you don't go out and try to do all the things that you want to do in life. So it's really, really important to understand that there is so much out there that we aren't aware of whenever we are just kind of living in life the way that dark forces want us to. Whenever we are still kind of asleep at the wheel and we are just letting the world guide us without being in tune or in touch with our higher selves, with source, and knowing what they created us for and why we're here, and seeing the bigger picture of the impact and changes that we can make in the world around us. And all of that stuff is very, very intentional. It was created to keep you down. So don't feel like, God, why haven't I known this up until now? It's a whole thing to where if you would have heard this information anytime sooner, it wouldn't have made the impact on you that it's making on you right now that you're hearing it today. If you heard it any time before this, probably wouldn't have sunk in. You'd be like, whatever, this lady's crazy. And what is she talking about? Dark forces. And what? Yeah, you're bankrupt and you have cancer, then you're not going to be able to have a house and you're going to die. But that's not source truth. That's not the facts. People are cured from cancer every day. People live their lives in beautiful abundance after having lost everything. There is always, always a way out of the situation that you are in. There is always more. There's always abundance. There is always people out there who need you. Like I said, even if that thing has been created before, they need you to create the thing because they need you. It's not the thing, it's you. They need your uniqueness, your specialness, your thing. Somebody else could be telling you the same message right now, saying the exact same words as me, but you're not going to listen to them because you're not a match to what they're saying. You don't need them, you need me. And so you have to see like competition is not real. The thing that you want to make it. Somebody needs you to make it, and they need you to make it yesterday. They are waiting for you. They are waiting for your thing, whatever it is, they need you. There are plenty of people out there in the world. There is no competition. There is no limit. There is no lack. And the only thing that's probably holding you back right now is fear that something in the unknown, something that's going to happen is keeping you from taking that first step into the thing that you want to be doing. And I'm here to tell you that knowing that you are doing something that you are meant to do, that you are heart pulled to, that you are made for, is going to make it possible for you. Source, higher self, and those beautiful guides that you have that are watching out for you and guiding you through this lifetime, they are going to help you make it possible as long as you know that it's something that is amazing, that you have a heart pull to do it, then you are meant to do it. So this week, I want for you to really think about like, who do I believe? The person that you want to believe is you. You are the one who knows best for you. You are the one that knows what truth is. And if you check in with yourself and you have some sort of belief that you are holding on to and it feels limiting and it feels lacking, if it feels, like it's heavy, it's not yours. It's something that has been placed on you to keep you down. And when you check in and you find those beliefs that you know they aren't yours, don't consent to them. I don't have to buy into that anymore. I know truth. I know my truth. I know my higher self's truth. I know source truth on the situation, that what I want to do in this life is completely 100% possible for you. So anytime those beliefs come in, think about it. Is it limiting or is it expansive? And if it's limiting, cut it out. If it's expansive, take it and run with it. I want for you guys to just know that it is not your fault that you have ever had these limiting beliefs before, because I had a ton of them. I was asleep at the wheel and just hanging on for dear life. Now I've got control of the wheel, fully awake, hands at 2 and 10, and I'm ready to go. Like, we are on this ride, we are in control. I'm going the speed I want. I'm going the direction I want. I'm going exactly where I need to go to this in this lifetime. And I want for you to know that that exact same thing is possible for you. If you guys want to have any sort of guidance on this, if you need somebody to help you look in to your higher self and what are some of the things that might be keeping you in your limited mindset, please feel free to reach out. I have my free mini reads available on my website. You can also sign up for my newsletter that I will be sending out. And also, we will be having free webinars, so you can sign up for those there as well on my on my website. So I hope to see you guys really soon. And this week, just remember, who do you believe? If it's limiting, it's not yours. Check in. You believe you. You know what's best for you. So have a gorgeous, gorgeous week.